Hi, this is Colleen with Chats with Colleen, and we're so glad that you're here joining us for our biweekly podcast edition. This week's episode will feature Mitzi Driggers. She's been MIA for a bit, but we still have some great content with her where she goes over some of her past experiences in her life and her childhood and what she's experiencing today. And again, these are allegations that she's made. So we're just here to hear her story and be supportive of her. She is a great person. We wish her the best, and we hope that she's doing well right now. But again, this episode is out here to help people. If you know anybody that could be helped by this, or anybody that would enjoy being on our show, hearing any of our podcasts. Again, they're for educational and entertainment purposes only. And we are so glad that you are taking the time to play us. Please like and share and subscribe. And again, enjoy the show. Thank you.
I'm coming to y'all today from L7 Ranch over here in Highlands County. Our property that we've been discussing that was improperly and fraudulently transferred out of our trust and put into companies and other fictitious names and things, stolen identities or whatnot, is right across the street from here. This is the land that they say Ponce de Leon came to when he first discovered Florida. He came here and he was looking for the fountain of youth. There are documentaries and things online about this. They say this because the water here is supposed to be sacred. It's said that it heals people. And they've actually had some instances where people were sick and they drank from the ditch and instantly recovered. I don't know how much truth is to that, but I know the water is very good out here. It's delicious, and I always loved it. But the property in the area is the reason that my family and I have been targeted, and they have pre-circumvented our deaths. 9 people in my family have been killed. No investigations were done, even though they were suspiciously killed, and they were written off as natural causes at 35. The autopsies were fake that they produced when they killed my brother and my aunt. And I finally got the autopsies last year and looked into everything. And the medical examiner is involved. I don't, they have to be involved. They signed off on it. They had to know. And it's not just one district. There's 2 districts that I know of. My aunt was supposed to go to District 10. My brother was supposed to go to District 21. Both of them went to a place called Worstoff in Palm Bay, Florida. And a skeletal dynamics medical equipment company did the toxicology, and the same Anascato signature that was on the easements for our water rights was on the autopsy toxicology reports. It was her company, the Skeletal Dynamics. It was the same Anascato. I was the signing manager. That's not a coincidence. None of this is a coincidence. One thing I learned about from all this is there are no coincidences. Coincidences do not exist. And it's sad that they're killing us for our property and killing us in our own front yards. My brother was murdered in his front yard. And down the street from my house, like less than a mile, there was a man found naked, laying over his fence in the front yard, killed for his property too. It's not just us. it's a lot of people. Where I'm at right now, the same people are trying to take this property as well. It's really sad what people will do for money.
So where you're at, this isn't your property, but your property is near it.
Yeah,
And
my property, this is on State Road 70, and my property is right catty corner to this. It's a little bit east and north of here.
okay. And they're trying to take this property from this owner as well, you say. Wow.
Yeah, um, it's what it looks like to me. The way that they are pre-circumventing the deeds, yet same pattern as I saw uh, with ours. And you know, I
And then
don't really
these
want to go
people
and
they're not related to your family though, correct?
no, but very good, close friends and associates
Okay,
and neighbors all my life. They lived here.
right.
Yeah. And he was David, my cousin David Lott, who had a big role in all this, was actually his best friend in school.
Oh,
Yeah. And we just can't believe it. Something told me one day to just come out here and see how this guy was doing because uh, I was just thinking maybe he knew something or maybe I could find out something when I was investigating because I was kind of just going around where I had come from trying to find answers. And God led me out here. And yes, I hope I can help him. And I hope I help somebody else if needed. I feel like whenever this is going on, I feel like sometimes it just may take one person to save somebody's life. And, you know, I might help somebody.
I hope so.
Yeah, but just by telling my story, I think I.
Hmm. For sure. Now, you mentioned to me a couple times that you wanted to talk about game stalking.
Yes.
So I looked it up. So, what do you feel about game stalking?
I feel like I just learned about this. Like, I didn't know it existed
Hmm.
until it was happening to me. I was already, well into it when I heard about it. And I don't think there would have been much I could do if I had heard about it before,
Hmm.
because the way that the power that these people have, there's no way to go against it. The police department, the police, at a county level, anyhow, definitely um, are doing this to people. There's no way that a normal civilian that leads an everyday life that doesn't have a gang of helpers could do something like this. And that's what I kept trying to figure out. Where was it coming from? What was going on and things like that. And that's what I came to realize, there was no way one person could do this unless it was the cops. And I learned that they were using people that they usually use to set you up, like informants, CIs, people that already had gotten into trouble, charges and stuff on them, and they let them out, or they send them to set you up, but you're innocent and you haven't done anything. They just want your property, or somebody's put a hit out on your head. I couldn't fathom that someone could pay the police $5,000 to have you murdered. But it's true. It's definitely true. And I've witnessed it. I've met people. And whenever I first heard it, I was even thinking, like, even though it had happened to me, I was thinking that's crazy. But come to find out, my own mother put a hit out on my head. And I'm sure she did my brother's too. That's why he's not here.
Wow. And then I've seen references to stalking as also known as spiritual warfare.
Yeah, it's been very, very strange. And it seems as if it's been very spiritual. I've really been fighting of spiritual warfare, that's for sure. And I can only say it has to be the last days. Like, from what I read in the Bible, nothing else explains it. Um, they're using us against each other. Like, people that have done this to me, a lot of them don't even want to do this. They're afraid for their life. They feel like they have to. And they're using them to hurt me and to kill me or whatever. And they're trying to convince even myself, they're even trying to convince me that I'm crazy, but yeah, they can't do that anymore. But I had to, sit back and think about things for a while because yeah, they're pretty good at that. And yeah, I knew my mind is not yeah, my mind is very sound. So they would like they come into your house while you're asleep, or they send someone else in, is what they usually do, because they don't really want to get their hands dirty. So they send whoever. But when someone comes in your house and leaves your house without any signs of entry or exit, that kind of messes with your head. And I know I have proof now. It's a fact, and I can prove it because they came inside and they deleted my DVR whenever they set me up and took me to jail for running my ex over when I didn't run him over. And I got the data back on my DVR. I had to send it off to California to a data recovery place, and it was $3,500. But there was somebody in my front yard with a machine gun on the tapes, so I think it was well worth it. You know.
And then do you feel like these coincidences, like things that happen in your life, maybe now or in the past, are coincidences, or you think no?
No, absolutely not. I used to think, that's not real. Like, I heard things before and I wouldn't believe it. But, you know, I should have. And that's how they really, are able to pull a lot of this off, is because it's so crazy. No one will even believe it until they're actually the victim and it's too late. And that's a big reason why I had to speak out. I wasn't going to just be quiet and let them kill me in silence. Of course, I had to speak up.
Yes. What do you do when you feel like you're being watched or you're being followed?
Well, that's a norm for me now, you know. Um, what do I do? Well, I just turn my GoPro on.
So you have cameras to
Yeah,
watch stuff?
yeah,
Oh,
I do. I watch them back whenever they're watching me, and I hope that they don't try to murder me right at that moment. I know, of course, it's probably coming if they spend that much money and time to follow someone that much and for that long. I know they are not following me to be nice to me. And my sister, Christy, after my dad was killed, well, we thought it was natural, but come to find out, I think my sister's responsible for the hands-on situation in that. It's like I was at the hospital with my father. It was 10 minutes till 9 o'clock, and my sister and her husband, Todd Kleiner, came in. And I told my dad I was going to go, and he looked at me terrified, and he begged me not to leave. I left, and when I got back the next morning, he was unresponsive. He was only 54. He
wow.
drank. I know he drank, and they're trying to blame it on that, but I don't believe it because several things. My sister was also there the night my brother was killed. She lived in Salina, Texas at the time, and she was there the next morning, but she didn't want anyone to see her. Now, Was she there if it was a premeditated murder? She was there. She's an RN. And there was a reason they wanted her there. I'm not exactly sure the reason, but I'm sure it'll come out. And the truth always does. Yeah. And they tried to set me up for his murder. The night he died, they called me over there and I didn't go because I was already in bed. And I didn't want to drive over there. It's like 15 minutes from my house. And I told her if my brother needed help, she better call 911. And she promised me she would, his girlfriend at the time. And they didn't do a 911 call till 8 a.m. the next day. Okay. I got to the residence of my mother after going to his place at 9:30, and the sheriff was already there. And he told me he just left Naples when he got the call about my brother. It takes 3 hours to get to Naples from where I was. So that alibi don't add up. I'm sorry. Why was he lying about that? And why was he looking at me like I did something wrong when I walked in my mother's kitchen? Because they wanted to set me up for my brother's murder. And I didn't go over there the night before. And I guess I made it difficult for them to do that.
So you mentioned when your dad passed away, how old were you?
21.
21, and he was 54. And then how much time passed in between when your father passed away and your brother?
16 years. No, 14 years.
14 years. And
My dad died. No, my dad died in '03. Yeah. And my aunt, she was killed in '01. And my brother, it was 2017.
14 years. Mm.
Yeah. And around that time is when my mom and dad's divorce had got final in 1993. And that's when they started recording the deeds, like I told you last time. And 96, they reopened the evidence against my in the case, and they stopped the child support payments because my mom didn't have us. She kicked me out as soon as she was awarded child support. And Hardy, my brother, he went to stay with my grandparents as soon as all that started. He wasn't even really staying there with her very much. So there was some other things that came out in court, like her paying a witness to lie in court $300 to say that my dad was shooting a gun in the house. And he came out and told the truth on record. And that came out, and the judge ruled in my dad's favor. And in 2000, they put the property into mortgages to hide it from my mother so she couldn't try to take it again, and to preserve the property in trust for us when we got of age. And Jimmy Kleiner put it into the mortgages. He's the owner of Heartland National Bank. And I have the satisfaction of mortgages and everything. They were definitely paid off. So why wasn't the property deeded back to us? That's what I would like to know. And yeah, why did it go to a company of his after, my grandfather died? Yeah, it's pretty obvious. But
Was there any, you said your dad passed away and they blamed it on alcohol, illnesses from alcohol. Um, and then your brother passed away. Was it an overdose, they said?
no,
No.
they said he died of natural causes.
Oh,
It was on the autopsy, natural causes, and there was not enough drugs in his system to cause an overdose. That's what the
wow.
autopsy said. But they did try to say it was an overdose at first because there was a really nasty injection mark on the top of his left hand. And this is what really sent a red flag up, because it was a forced injection and it was his left hand because he's left-handed.
Oh, you can't do, he wouldn't be able to do that.
And he was trying to get away from whoever injected him. And I just found out that whenever his girlfriend was, feeling guilty, I suppose. Maybe is eating at her or whatever. But yeah, she told me that he was trying to get away from someone outside in the yard whenever that night happened. He was in his truck. He was at the
Wow.
front of the property at the fence. And, it alarms me because right there where she's speaking about at the front gate, the neighbors only live 100 feet away and they didn't hear anything. That's not true. I know they heard what happened. I know they know what happened. Dixie and Houston, she works for Seminole Tribe, and he was the bailiff at Glades County, though. So, they probably went outside and helped cover his murder up. I don't know. But they know what happened. And it could even be on their surveillance cameras. But, I'm sure they tried to delete it. So there's a way to get it back, but I don't know about from that long ago. Hopefully, something will be retrieved off of the lady that he was living with. She had surveillance cameras too, maybe off of hers or off of theirs or someone in the area because there's other neighbors too. It just
Mhm.
alarms me that even the neighbors didn't say anything about what happened. They're killing us in our front yard and nobody's saying because it's
Nobody's
the
saying
police.
anything.
It's the police and they're scaring people. People are afraid to speak.
Are there a lot of issues over there with with drugs?
No more than anywhere else. There's a lot of issues with people getting murdered in their front yard. 3 days ago, someone else was shot in Okeechobee, and there wasn't even a reason why. They said in the report or whatever that I heard online, it said that the man had mental problems. Now, so you go in his front yard and you shoot him, and that's your reason? Come on now. They didn't even have any charges, nothing. So
They
you're
don't
killing
have any
innocent,
leads. They have no
innocent.
leads.
No, they're killing innocent men and women. They sat across the street from my house for the last year, waiting for me to slip so they could kill me. But I don't go outside alone at night because I know that there's somebody out there waiting to kill me because they already killed my brother like that. So, um, they're killing unarmed, innocent men and women in their front yards for their property and for their money. That's what I see in Glades County and Okeechobee County. And it just strikes me as weird that, whenever my mom put the campaign on for David Hardin, Sheriff of Glades County, he introduced me to Sheriff of Okeechobee County, Noel Stevens. They must be very good friends.
Wow.
They conduct business a lot alike. Because that's the county that, I was telling you about, the gentleman that had the $5,000 hit put on his head. He can't go home right now either. He's from Okeechobee County.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not far from Okeechobee. It's like only it's together. It's like all the same place. Central Florida is just everybody knows everybody. It's small, close knit community. It's
mhm.
probably most people are related in this area. There's very few in the population, but we have the most acres of any other county in the state. So, and as far as like how big it is, we're the biggest, but the population is the smallest in Florida.
Has anybody ever attacked you, whether it be, we know verbally, but have they attacked you, hit you, drugged you, anything like that?
Yeah. Um, they drugged me with fentanyl and left me for dead last year. Um, they've kicked my door in and came in. I've got pictures when they beat me black and blue. And I know the police are telling people to do this. And it's just scary what they're getting away with. because people are scared to talk once again, And, either way, they're trying to do bad things to me. So what am I going to be quiet about it for? I'm just really feeling like I might just need to move, change my address for now. Maybe I'll be able to come home one day when it's safe. But right now, it's not. They need to get some of these people that are abusing their power. They need to put them in prison, and they need to probably make the consequences steeper for people in law enforcement, that do something like this. Those are supposed to be the people that we are able to trust. And they're the ones that are doing this. That's why I couldn't even believe it whenever it first started unraveling. And I didn't really even look for something like this to come out of everything. All I wanted was what my grandparents left me and my dad left me. And then I found out all this other stuff about the murders and the police. And I didn't want to know any of this. I don't like any of this. And my mom acts like, I've done something wrong. They all act like I've done something wrong because I know they were going to kill me. And I know, what they've done. I didn't ask for it. I didn't ask for any of this.
I mean, who would?
I know. It's not fair. It's like so wrong. They treat me like I've done something wrong when really, they've done the unthinkable. And they don't even feel like they've done anything wrong. That's why I can't really forgive someone that's not sorry. And they're not. They're not sorry.
It doesn't appear that they are.
No, they're not.
No.
And they're not going to be unless they have to serve some kind of consequences. And then they're only going to be sorry that they got caught. I already know.
Hopefully you can get your property back for your kids and yourself.
Yeah, I probably will. But I
Mhm.
won't. I won't be able to get my brother back or my dad.
No, no, no. Of course, you can't put a price on life, Your life is worth more than any property or any dollar.
I guess some people can.
Yeah, some people can. You're right about that.
I don't understand them, but they're just evil people. I suppose some way, somehow, I feel like maybe they were possessed. I feel like
Right.
it wasn't even them in some instances, in some situations that I've seen and gone through. Like it wasn't even them. I just don't like that's why you were right about the spiritual warfare thing
hmm
because that's what it's like. It's like it's not even them. It's like they're demon possessed when they're doing these things.
Right.
It's,
They're just being taken over.
and it's out of fear, I believe, mostly. It's out of fear because they don't want to go to jail. They don't want to get killed themselves or whatever, but something definitely takes them over. And it's not just happening to me. I know another girl it's happening to in North Carolina right now. And nobody would believe her. But I told her sister, I was like, you might want to listen to her because she's not lying to you. There's a few people now that I've met that know about this gang stalking. And it's really a mental thing that they try to do. And they haven't actually, except for when they sent my fiance in and he beat me up and all these, and when they drugged me and stuff. But they have done physical contact with me. But most of the attack is just mental. They stand outside your house. They stop the Wi-Fi. They move things around in your vehicle when there's no other way. Nobody else has the key to get in it, and that's how you left it, and things like this. There's all different kind of ways that they do it, but it's mostly just to mess with your head and to make you feel like you're crazy or for other people to feel like you're crazy. But the whole time that I've been going through all this, I've had a psychiatrist that I've been talking to. And even if I talk to her on the phone, I still talk to her, and she's ready to testify, to my mental state. And that's where, they're going to feel like, we can just say she's crazy. That's what they've been trying to do. And when actually they're the psychopaths, they're these serial killers, and they have the audacity to call me crazy.
And then also about the Seminole tribe, you said they have their own police department.
Yes, they do. They're a sovereign nation,
Uh-huh.
and they have their own police. And
And they're not associated with like the police, like in a county police or the sheriff's department. They're their own little entity.
they're associated. They take their inmates to the county, uh,
Oh,
but they don't have their own jail yet out here. But at other reservations, they may have their own jail. But they're associated like all police departments, but they are their own entity. Yes.
wow.
And it strikes me as, another coincidence. It may be, yeah, it's not a coincidence, but Gator Sap, he knew me ever since I was a baby. He would spend time with me, and he was friends with my parents. So I've heard. And he's an older gentleman, and I never had no problem with Gator. He's always been nice to me.
Thank you so much for listening and joining us on our podcast episode that's posted bi-weekly. Again, we would love if you would like and share and subscribe to our podcast. It means the world to us, and it helps our guests so much. Remember, if you would like to join us, you can do so at any time. We record in person or on Zoom anywhere in the world. Also, our podcast is produced by Sean Spazzato, and it's hosted by me, Miss Colleen Pacheco. Please like and share our Facebook pages, which is Colleen Pacheco and Secured Insurance Group. Our Instagram is Colleen Insurance Lady 22, and our cover art is edited by Norma Pacheco. We appreciate you so much, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us.